Welcome to the Mitcham History Notes YouTube channel. Today's video I'm going to be looking at a photograph of the Old Nags Head pub. Now if you're a recent arrival to Mitcham, you probably don't remember the Nags Head at all. It was demolished around 1990, but this particular one we're looking at now was actually demolished sometime in the 1930s, and this photograph is a coach outing of the patrons going off somewhere, and quite likely not very many people watching this video today will remember this particular building. More likely to remember this building being the Old Nags Head. This is a photograph from 1983, and for people who have only recently come to Mitcham, say within the last 30 years, they might not remember that at all, but they will know what this building is. Shown here is as the Fairgreen Cafe and Snacks. Today it's Skipper's Fish and Chip Shop. So this is where the pub was, where this piece of green was. And you might ask, well, why was it demolished? And I don't know if there's a really good answer to this, but this road here, Holborn Way, was developed in the 90s as a bypass for Mitcham town centre when the town centre was pedestrianised, which was a marvellous idea. And that's been reversed recently. When was it? It might be 10 years ago, 2015, 2016. The buses were put back. So let's go back to that old photograph. So I'm saying this is was before the mid-30s, and I'll show you why in a minute. But let's have a look at some clues in the photograph. So first off, the name of the brewery up here, M-E-U-X, I presume that's pronounced Meux or Meux. Meux is famous stouts and perfect pale ales. This brewery name is familiar to some people watching this video, possibly because I think the brand was continued into the 80s as Friary Meux. So when did it become Friary Meux? Well, the Brewery History Society have got a wiki page, and it says that the Meux' brewery, that was originally at the Horseshoe Brewery in Tottenham Court Road, was founded in before 1764, been around for a while. Anyway, they merged with Friary, Holroyd and Healy's breweries in 1956 to form Friary Meux. So that's why this photograph is not saying Friary Meux' famous stout, because this is definitely before 1956. Let's have a look at the style of clothing in the people assembled for this outing. Lots of flat caps, no real big clue there, but over here there is a passerby wearing one of those sort of floppy hats, that sort of thing that you see in 1920s films. So that's really all I have to go on in terms of this photograph, in terms of the age. But more real information comes from council minutes that are available for view, if you know where to look for them, in the local study centre at Malden Library. And so I found an entry dated 4th of April 1935, referring to the rebuilding of the Old Nags Head at Upper Green. And I'll read it out to you. Red letter from the architect, Messrs. Meux Brewery Company Limited, asking whether the council desired the new lavatory to be constructed at the Old Nags Head, Upper Green, to be arranged so as to afford external access during all hours. And the minutes were resolved, saying that the architect be informed that the council will not desire to take over and maintain the lavatory at this public house. And so that in itself is kind of interesting, is that pubs, probably during the Victorian and Edwardian period, arranged it such that their toilets could be accessed by the public without having to go into the pub and ask the staff whether they could make use of the toilets, which is the sort of thing that would go on today. And so breweries would actually make, when they rebuilt their pubs, as in this case, they would make it such that there will be access from within the pub for the patrons, but also anyone in the street could access the toilets. But in this case, it's quite likely that, this is 1935, that because the council had built the public toilets at the Fairgreen a decade earlier, they decided it wasn't necessary to take over the lavatories at public houses. So let's have a look at that public toilet at the Fairgreen. The building is still physically there. It's now a coffee shop, and this is a view from fairly recently, 2019 I think. And there's the King's Arms pub over there, so that's Upper Green West is what we're talking about. The Nags Head is way over that way. So this is now, as I say, a coffee shop, and it's called the Tag Illes, did I pronounce that correctly? Cafe and Takeaway. And I say it was built in the mid-1920s, and again there's the council minutes I came across. about the public convenience at Fairgreen. This is dated 12th of February 1924, and the tender was awarded to Mr. H. Han of Collierswood, £1,066, 18 shillings and sixpence for building the toilets. So going back to the Nags Head then, so as I say, that was rebuilt in 1935, and this is the one that we would that I remember, a number of you would remember as well. And so this is Upper Green West, leading towards Western Road, and you can see, let's zoom in against that other photograph we had. Here we go. So you can see the Fairgreen Cafe and Snacks, which as I say is Skipper's today. And so in around 1990-91, this was demolished and Holborn Way was built. And this is the view I showed you earlier on of that road, and you can make out the red flats, the Sadler's Road development over there as well. And let's have a look at a wider view of this. So here is Upper Green West, Skipper's. That's where the pub would have been. I really don't see why it was knocked down. It could have stayed, couldn't it? And these buildings here are the oldest in Upper Green West. There's a betting shop there, and I think that's the King's Arms over there. And this photograph was taken from the Mitcham Conservative Club, the bar there that was open. This photograph is from 2018. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And leave comments. So, bye for now.